Hello again, and welcome to a special double feature build, the Back to the Future DeLorean. This is issue number 34, and if you were paying attention, we just did issue number 33. This week is a little bit more of the chassis, some of the very front, and you might be able to tell space where the spare tire is one day going to sit. So this is another short one, which is why I'm doubling them up. Also, I have a lot of parts, so hopefully this doesn't come back in the future to haunt me when I run out of parts. But let's get started. This is going to be a grand total of 7 screws, I believe. We are taking a reservoir of some kind. They don't say what. I'm guessing it is windshield washer fluid reservoir. We're going to be attaching that to this die-cast bit of chassis. And again, cut out pretty clearly for where the spare tire is going to go. And we have FP and DM screws. So the first thing we do is we attach this reservoir to the chassis itself. If I can figure out how that's going to go. Yep, there we go. So this has on the underside 2 holes. One of them is a pinhole, and the other one's going to go over a stud and get a screw through it. Like that. That keeps it from twisting. It's a slightly odd fit. That's going to be secured with an FP screw. And that's it. That's reservoir attached. On there. That is going to be the underside of this. So when it's mounted in the car, it's going to be this way with that hanging down. And this now will go on the front of the car. So I can figure this out. Right like that. So it's sitting on top of our radiator, around our wheels. This is going to be the floor of the cargo compartment. I believe gas fill is going to go here, which leads down to the fuel tank. I don't know if they're going to have us run a line to that or not. They must at some point have us do that. But yeah, so on the DeLorean, of course, rear mounted engine, front cargo space with a well for the tire, and depending on the model, either you had to actually open the hood trunk area to fill the gas, or there was a separate flap. The flap was on the earlier designs and was later removed. I think it looks cool, but they removed it for, I assume, simplicity. They always say to make it more streamlined, but I assume it was that way. It was simpler, fewer hinges, fewer pieces. Anyway, continuing on. This is going to be secured first with 4 DM screws on the side that you really can't see in the one camera, so you'll have to pay attention to the head cam. Okay, so we got those 4 screws in, securing this to the frame. There's going to be 2 more FP screws to secure the radiator enclosure and keep that all together with this. Those are going to go up front, of course, where the radiator is, and up in here. If I can make the screws line up. That's a big if. So far, I am failing. Let me try a different tack here. Yeah, it's failing because I didn't really have the piece on right. Should have snapped in. There we go. That will work much better. You should have snapped right on top of the radiator. Yep, now they screw in perfectly. Okay, I missed that part. So there's a tip for anyone else following along. Make sure that that goes over your radiator, or that you squeeze your radiator back in place. And there we go. So that is our build for part 2 of this week. These should be back-to-back videos. If you're watching this, you should have already seen the first one, but of course there's a playlist of all the DeLorean builds if you've missed any so far. There's also a playlist of the Ghostbusters Actel 1 builds, temporarily on hiatus while I wait for more parts to come in. Please subscribe if you like what you see and you want to check it out. There's also some miscellaneous other videos as things come up. Have a good one, guys.